Previously in the cars, having lost time with punctures on stage 3 and stage 7, Stefan Pederhansel's 7-minute lead in the standings is slipping away. The Hummers have got him worried. We really need to have a perfect race, no mistakes, and avoid losing time every day. 2011 champion Nasser Al-Attiyah was the star of the first few days. His Hummers, though, let him down.
Game over.
But Robbie Gordon is knocking on the door of the leader, tantalisingly close to the Mini.
But that guy's tough. He's a big fish, and we're hooked onto him right now. And every once in a while we get a couple reels on him, but then he starts getting away again, and we get a couple reels again.
Will Robbie continue to reel in Stefan Pederhansel? Will his car suffer the same fate as Nasser? And what will they want to do with the Minis?
No, it's to kick their ass.
Yesterday evening in Iquique Bivouac, there was quite a lot of action around Robbie Gordon's Hummer. Indeed, race marshals spent hours checking the American's tyre inflation system, making sure it wasn't feeding any other parts of the Hummer. And this morning at the start of the special, there was even more talking.
They're confused with our tyre inflation system. It's not a big deal. It's approved. It was approved. It went through technical inspection in the beginning of the rally. It's the same one I've used for the last 5 years. We're playing by the rules. We're playing by rules that we were given, and we're just going to continue to do the best job that we can.
I really can't tell if his speed isn't normal or if he's worked a lot on the car during the year. Also in the minds of many, especially at Team Gordon, was the tyre retiree of title holder Nasser Al-Attiyah, who could have continued despite losing time.
He could have worked as a teammate like I did and helped us through the rally, easily finished in the top 5, but he chose to go home.
And so the duel continued. Gordon in his Hummer against Pederhansel in his Mini. Third overall before the start of the special, Christoph Hollowitz saw his hopes of winning the Dakar fade away early on the stage. For the first time in the rally, a Mini would have major mechanical problems.
It's
a power steering pipe that seems to be damaged. It seems it's over for us because we're going to have to try and repair this. The pole was eventually helped out by Ricardo Leo dos Santos. Nevertheless, Hollowitz lost over an hour and almost all hope of finishing on the podium. It was good news for Giniel de Villiers. The Toyota Hilux driver managed to treble 3 special. He went on to capture 3rd spot, equaling his best performance so far. He moves up to 4th overall. Meanwhile, the battle continued between Gordon and Pederhansel. Gordon was in the more difficult situation, having to take off ahead of the green Mini on the first part of the special, and as expected, the American lost ground on his rival. Pederhansel experience paid off. Faster by over a minute at the second checkpoint, he eventually caught up and overtook Gordon before the last 100 kilometres. In the dunes, it was to be a fantastic show. Gordon slid ahead, but finally Pederhansel would get the upper hand, pushing Gordon into a mistake.
I hit a rock with both right side tires, and obviously this wheel is way out, so we've got some broken parts.
At the end of the special, Pederhansel again just under 14 minutes. Excellent news for the 9-time Dakar winner, closing in on a possible 10th. In the standings, Peder Hansel now has a 19-minute lead. It's a good operation. We battled and hung on in there. Great. While Peder Hansel and Gordon were battling it out, one man was, however, faster. Nani Roma. The Catalan is in the yellow Mini and flew to his third stage success this year. Not only did he conquer his 17th win on the Dakar, he also captured the second spot in the overall standings ahead of Gordon. And there's confirmation of the stage results. Roma beating Peder Hansel and de Villiers, Gordon down in 4th, and Ten Brinker, the Dutchman, in 5th in his Mitsubishi. Overall, you can see the gap is 19 minutes between Peder Hansel and Roma. Gordon's just there in 3rd. De Villiers and Nowitzki round out the top 5. Just after the stage, the news was made official. Robbie Gordon was expelled from the rally, his car failing to meet the regulations. But he has decided to appeal. He will continue on the rally before the appeal being judged, and we will have to wait for the appeal to be judged in Paris, at least 3 weeks away. And with that expertise, we will see who is right. Coming next in the trucks, could Kamaz take another stage victory? Find out. The 2012 Dakar really isn't going very well for the Kamaz team. After Nikolaev, Aratmadiev was forced to pull out of the rally. He was 6th overall.
Engine damage.
The Russian team, who have won every edition of the South American rally, look like they won't win this 10th Dakar. Their best placed driver, Ardvictus, is only 3rd. The Akike sand dune has entered the legend of the new South American Dakar and is a must-do for every competitor as they plunge towards the Pacific. At 32% gradient for half a kilometre, it's heart-in-the-mouth stuff for drivers, riders, co-drivers and fans watching alike. Maris Salkins, in his electrically powered Oscar, is still in the Dakar. The Latvian crew made it to the Iquique bivouac late last night. They were 90th before the start of the special stage. Meanwhile, Japan's Juan Mitsuhashi is still the leader of the T2 class, and he too is very eco-friendly. His Toyota uses recycled oil. Time to get under the skin of the new all-4 racing monster X-Raid Mini. The diesel machine was designed and constructed by crack cross-country team X-Raid specifically to win the Dakar. And having debuted last year, so far it's in charge in 2012. But how does it compare to the road-going Countryman?
We have a standard Mini here, which is a 4-door Mini Countryman with aluminium rims, normal size. On the other hand, we have got the Racing Mini, much higher as you can see, more or less my size, big 16-inch wheels and a full carbon body. Everybody thinks it's much bigger, but you take 5% and we put a little bit more on the width. To tell you the truth, it's about 6 centimeters wider plus 5%. Here we have a 6-cylinder B-turbo, twin-turbo BMW engine under this car, and we have a 4-cylinder 1600 engine on the normal Countryman. What's standard on this car? The lights. You will see these original lights as well on the standard car. The windscreen, the handles and the tail lights, and a little bit more on the interior. But this is it. The rest is pure prototype.
At €900,000 in comparison to 25 for the road car, this highly tuned machine has the team, sponsors and drivers to win in 2012. Andres Lopez, the rally had been going so well until the neutralisation section yesterday, where his truck left the road and barrel rolled.
After the special stage, I changed with my co-pilot, and he was behind the wheel and started the liaison, and he fell asleep. That's a simple thing that means this disaster. But we are alive, that's the most important thing, and we keep on continuing, but not this Dakar, maybe the next one. Take care.
Thankfully, both co-driver and Lopez were taken to hospital with only minor injuries. Yesterday, yet another Iveco entered the top 5 in the general standings. Experienced driver Pep Villa had been slowly climbing up the order and is now ready to triumph in his 2011 and beat his best of 6th. Naturally, by the end of yesterday's stage, Mickey Biazon had taken a slim victory, ahead of his teammate De Roy and the rest of the Iveco brigade. But the Italian has lost so much time in Copiapo that he's nearly 6.5 down in the overall standings. Having seen Lopez off, Gerard De Roy knows this rally is his, as long as the Iveco behaves and he has no mistakes. His hour lead is not under threat. He finished 3rd today. Andrei Karganov lies 5th overall, but is well in contention for grabbing 4th from Pep Villa, especially after this performance. As the Kamaz numbers dwindle, this 2nd position is very important, especially as Ardvictus has won the stage to get within 5 minutes of Stacey for 2nd, a rare success for Kamaz in 2012. January 2001 and the penultimate stage of the Dakar. Jose Maria Servia and Jean-Louis Slesser, 2nd overall, were playing with the rulebook. They showed up early at the start of the special and 2 buggies took off in front of the rally leader. Such a manoeuvre is common in traditional rallies, but wasn't quite part of the off-road rally spirit, and the Mitsubishi of Matsuoka and his co-driver Pascal Mamillon were furious. That anger then became rage when they noticed that Servia was blocking them. And that, of course, allows Schlesser to clear off with a clear track into the distance. The Mitsubishi was taking all sorts of risks, mowing down trees as it finally managed to pass Servia and set about chasing down Schlesser. But then a big problem. They'd hit a hole and damaged their car. Mamillon lost his mind. There was no way the Mitsubishi was going any further. They were out of the rally, but that didn't stop Pascal Mamillon from completely going mental. Having nearly been run over by Servia, his helmet took the brunt of his anger. Schlesser headed off to Dakar, at that moment virtual winner of the rally. But the same evening he was summoned by the officials and punished for unsportsmanlike behaviour. Of course, the penalty meant good news for Jutta Kleinschmidt, who was 3rd on the previous day and would become the first and only woman to win the Paris-Dakar rally. Tomorrow we discover new lands as we head towards Peru and a unique concept of a solitary bivouac for the bikes. It promises to be hugely exciting, but can Comas snatch back the lead in that motorbike race? And will fellow Spaniard Nani Roma now get into the mix in the cars? All that and more when the Dakar adventure continues.